in the heart of the bustling metropolis of Brickstone, under the cloak of darkness that the flickering street lamps barely pierced, secrets as dense as the night itself lingered in the narrow alleys. It was in these narrow veins where the city's true colors bled out, not in the glossy brochures or the neon-lit skyline, but in the hushed whispers of its denizens. On a particularly chilly evening, Detective Lara Winslet stepped out of the dim confines of her brick-walled office onto the rain-slicked streets of downtown Brickstone. The recent spate of thefts in the Juniper district had the whole neighborhood on edge, and the pressure was mounting on the police force to put an end to it soon. Despite her 8 years on the force, the palpable tension made Lara's heart race. As she meandered through the shadow-clad streets, each step echoed off the stone walls, merging with the occasional distant sirens, a somber symphony of the urban landscape. Her destination was the recently burgled antique bookshop, Time-Worn Tales. The owner, a stooped old man named Gerald, awaited her, his eyes burdened with the recent troubles. "Detective Winslet, please find whoever is responsible," he implored, his voice quivering as he gestured to the emptied shelves behind him. Lara nodded, her eyes scanning the dimly lit chaos of his shop. Her fingers combed through the reports on other similar incidents, but something peculiar caught her eye this time. An antique silver bookmark, intricately designed, but oddly out of place amidst the mess. "Gerald, was this part of your collection?" Lara inquired, holding up the bookmark for him to see. "Never seen that before," he responded, puzzled yet curious. "It looks expensive." Tucking the bookmark in her pocket, Lara left the premises with more questions than answers. As she walked, her thoughts wrestled with the connection between this bookmark and the thefts. Her next stop was the local cafe, a frequent haunt for night owls and a rumored hub for the less savory characters of Brickstone. The place buzzed with subdued conversations and the clatter of dishes, a glaring contrast to the silence outside. Lara's gaze swept over the patrons, stopping at a lone figure in the back, his features obscured by a worn-out fedora and a newspaper. Without hesitation, she approached, her detective instincts tingling. The man looked up, a spark of recognition in his eyes quickly masked by a wary smile. "Mind if I join you?" Lara asked, her tone more of a statement than a question. "Depends on the company," the man retorted, folding his newspaper. "What brings a detective here?" Lara leaned forward, pulling out the silver bookmark and placing it on the table. The man's eyes narrowed, a flicker of apprehension hidden quickly. "Looking for the owner of this," Lara stated. "Thought it might belong to someone who knows something about the thefts in Juniper District." The cafe fell silent for a moment too long. The tension thickened. Finally, the man sighed, his shoulders slumping slightly as he reached into his coat, retrieving an identical bookmark. "Seems you've caught me, detective," he confessed, a strained chuckle escaping him. "That's part of a pair. I took it from Time-Worn Tales to remind me of old times, not for profit." As Lara listened, the story unraveled. A tale of once a bright student turned petty thief, ousted from society, collecting tokens from his past. Her heart clenched at the story, but justice needed to uphold the law. By the time her backup arrived, the man was ready, handing her the second bookmark. "Guess everyone has a chapter they'd prefer remained closed," he quipped as he was escorted out under the glimmer of the rising sun's first light. Back at her office, Lara placed the bookmarks into the evidence bag, her thoughts heavy. Another case closed, yet the city's mysteries seemed to only deepen, layers peeling back to reveal more than just crimes, human stories etched in the shadows. As dawn broke over Brickstone, the first light washed over the streets, gilding the edges of dark corners, promising a new day, perhaps a new story. Yet the secrets of the city waited, tucked away like a bookmark between the pages of unturned tales.